It was a cold December morning in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Children were walking to school. Shopkeepers opened their doors. Dock workers bustled along the harbour. No one knew that in a matter of minutes, entire neighbourhoods would vanish and over 1,800 lives would be gone. At 8:45 a.m. on December 6, 1917, two ships collided in Halifax Harbour, one of the world's busiest wartime ports. One ship was the SS Emo, a Belgian relief vessel bound for Europe. The other was the SS Mont Blanc, a French cargo ship packed with explosives, picric acid, TNT, benzol, and gun cotton. Enough firepower to level a city. The collision didn't look catastrophic at first, but Mont Blanc's deck caught fire. Crowds gathered along the waterfront, curious, unaware. Some climbed rooftops for a better view. What they didn't know was that the Mont Blanc had just become a floating time bomb. At 9:04:35 a.m., the ship erupted. The explosion was so powerful, it created a pressure wave that flattened over 12 square kilometers of the city. Homes crumbled, churches collapsed. A tsunami roared through the harbour. The force lifted a 1 to 140 pound anchor and hurled it over 2 miles. Glass shattered miles away. People were instantly blinded by flying shards. One young girl, 9-year-old Imelda Shea, was blown clear across her schoolroom and survived. Her classmates did not. The blast was heard over 200 miles away in Cape Breton. It was the largest human-made explosion in history at that time, only later surpassed by atomic bombs. 1,900 people died. 9,000 more were injured. 6,000 left homeless. In the middle of winter, survivors dug through the rubble with bare hands, searching for loved ones. And then, as if things couldn't get worse, a blizzard hit the next day. Temperatures plunged, and snow buried the city in silence. But from the devastation came astonishing heroism. First responders from across Canada rushed to help. American doctors and nurses traveled through the snow from Boston, one of the first cities to respond. And it wasn't just professionals. Neighbors rescued strangers. Nurses worked for days without sleep. Telegraph operators stayed at their posts, sending desperate messages until they were killed by the blast. One train dispatcher, Vincent Coleman, stayed behind to warn an incoming passenger train about the explosion. His final message: "Hold up the train. Ammunition ship afire in harbour making for Pier 6. Goodbye, boys." He was killed seconds later. The train stopped in time, and 300 lives were saved. The Halifax explosion changed everything. It revolutionized emergency planning. It showed how war, even when distant, could reach innocent civilians. And it led to stronger building codes, better disaster relief, and one of the earliest examples of coordinated international aid. To this day, Nova Scotians remember. Every year, the city of Halifax sends a Christmas tree to Boston. A thank you for the help that came when the city was on its knees. The Halifax explosion was a moment of unimaginable destruction, but also of resilience, courage, and solidarity. And it all began with a simple collision. History isn't always about kings, battles, or revolutions. Sometimes it's about ordinary people living ordinary lives until disaster strikes. The Halifax explosion was one of those moments. If this story moved you, there's more where that came from. Subscribe to Untold History in 5 for gripping stories you've probably never heard. And definitely won't forget. Thanks for watching. See you next time.